Archangel Michael says, listen carefully because this moment matters more than you realize, not because money is falling from the sky, but because you are standing at a crossroads where your choices can lead you either toward abundance or toward repeating the same financial struggles again, and the universe is not asking you for belief, it is asking you for attention. Because opportunities do not always arrive loudly. Sometimes they arrive as a quiet nudge, a strange feeling, or a message like this that makes you pause and think, and many people miss their biggest breakthroughs not because they were unlucky but because they were distracted, doubting, or afraid to act when the moment arrived. And right now a powerful shift is opening around your financial life, a shift that can change how you earn, how you think about money, and how you value yourself, but only if you are willing to step out of old habits and old limitations. Because abundance does not come to people who wait, it comes to people who recognize the door when it opens and choose to walk through it. And this message is here to warn you not to ignore the signs that are already appearing around you, whether that is a new idea, a new connection, or a new opportunity that feels uncomfortable but exciting at the same time, because that is how growth always feels, and if you push it away out of fear you are not being punished. You are simply delaying what could have been yours. And Archangel Michael's energy is reminding you that you are worthy of success, stability, and financial freedom, but worthiness must be matched with action, and action begins with awareness, and awareness is what this message is giving you right now. So take this moment seriously, not with panic but with intention, because the decisions you make after hearing this can place you on a completely different path, one where money is no longer a source of fear but a tool for freedom, security, and peace, and that is the true blessing being offered to you now. What is opening for you now is not small and it is not ordinary. It is the kind of financial turning point that most people only experience once in their lifetime. And the reason it feels intense is because abundance always tests you before it arrives, testing whether you will stay in old patterns of doubt and hesitation or step into a new level of confidence and responsibility. And right now the universe is watching how you respond to the opportunities, ideas, and nudges that are being placed in front of you. Because money does not come only from luck, it comes from alignment, and alignment happens when your mindset, your actions, and your belief in yourself finally move in the same direction, and many people unknowingly block their own blessings by staying stuck in habits that keep them small, by saying no to opportunities that feel unfamiliar, or by letting fear make their decisions for them. And Archangel Michael's energy is cutting through that fear now, reminding you that you were not created to struggle forever, you were created to grow, to build, and to rise. And this message is your reminder to start taking your financial future seriously, to pay attention to where your time, energy, and money are going, and to begin choosing growth over comfort, because comfort keeps you safe but growth makes you wealthy, and if you ignore this moment you are not being cursed, you are simply choosing to stay where you are. And staying where you are will always give you the same results, but if you listen, if you act, if you begin to believe that you are capable of more, you open a door that leads to stability, freedom, and a completely different way of living, and that is the true promise behind this message, not a magical number, but a powerful shift that begins when you decide to stop doubting your own potential and start building the future you deserve. Archangel Michael says pause for a moment and feel what is happening inside you right now, because this message is not just words, it is a signal, and signals only appear when something important is about to shift, and you would not be here listening to this unless your financial life was standing at a crossroads, and many people reach this crossroads without realizing it, and they walk right past it because they are distracted, tired, or afraid to change. But you were guided here because deep inside, you already know that something is missing, something more is waiting for you, and this hunger you feel is not greed, it is your soul remembering that you were created for more than survival and paycheck to paycheck living. And the emotional hook here is this: if you continue doing what you have been doing, you will continue getting what you have been getting, and that is not a threat, it is a law of life. And the reason your heart beats a little faster when you hear that is because you know it is true. And you know you are capable of more than what you are currently allowing yourself to receive. And Archangel Michael's presence now is not about magic money, it is about power, personal power, the power to choose discipline over distraction, growth over comfort, and courage over fear. And here is another emotional truth: if you do not change your money story now, you will still be telling the same story 5 years from now, and that realization should shake you, because time is the one thing you cannot earn back. And right now time is asking you, who do you want to become? A person who waited or a person who acted? And you might be thinking you do not know where to start, but that is exactly where everyone who ever succeeded once stood, confused, unsure, but brave enough to take one step. And that first step is paying attention to the ideas, the opportunities, and the learning paths that have been appearing in your life lately, because those are not random, they are invitations, and the universe will only keep inviting you for so long before it gives those opportunities to someone else. And that is why this message is intense, because you are running out of excuses, not time. And that is a good thing, because excuses keep you small, but urgency makes you move. And Archangel Michael's energy now is pushing you gently but firmly toward becoming the kind of person who respects their future enough to prepare for it. And if you are feeling a mix of fear and excitement right now, that is because you are standing at the edge of growth, and growth always feels like that. And here is the most important hook of all: if you walk away from this moment, nothing terrible will happen immediately, but something dangerous will happen slowly. You will stay the same, and staying the same is the most expensive decision a person can make. And this is your moment to choose differently, to believe differently, and to start building a financial future that no longer scares you but supports you. And that future begins with awareness, discipline, and the courage to act when it feels uncomfortable, because that is where all real wealth begins. This moment is not random, and the reason your heart is quietly racing right now is because something inside you already knows that a major shift is near. And when life stands at the edge of change, it always sends a final reminder before everything transforms. And this reminder is for you, because you have been standing too long in uncertainty, wondering when things will finally improve, while the truth is that improvement does not arrive when you feel ready, it arrives when you decide to move, even while you are afraid. And many people are waiting for perfect conditions that will never come, and that is why their financial life stays stuck year after year. But you are being shown something different right now, because you were never meant to live in constant stress over money, or feel small when you think about your future. And the quiet fear you feel when bills come in, or when you think about tomorrow, is not your destiny, it is only the result of not yet stepping into your power, and Archangel calling you to stop doubting your ability to grow and start believing that you were designed to expand. And here is the emotional truth that most people avoid. If you keep ignoring the inner voice that tells you to learn, to build, to improve, and to prepare, you will wake up one day realizing you waited too long, and that regret will hurt more than any struggle you face now. And that is why this message feels urgent, because it is not about money alone. It is about time, self respect, and the kind of life you are allowing yourself to live. And every day you delay becoming stronger, smarter, and more disciplined, you are silently choosing a future where things stay difficult. And that is not a punishment, it is simply a choice. And the good news is that choices can change in a single moment, and this moment is one of those turning points where, if you decide to take your goals seriously, to treat your growth like a responsibility instead of a wish, everything can start shifting in your favor. And Archangel Michael is not here to scare you, but to wake you up to the truth that the future you want will not arrive by hope alone. It will arrive by consistent action and belief in yourself, even when nobody else sees what you are becoming yet. And if you are feeling emotional right now, it is because deep down you know you are capable of more than what you have settled for, and that realization is the first step toward the breakthrough you have been waiting for. Listen carefully now, because what you are feeling inside your chest is not fear, it is awakening. And awakening always comes before a major breakthrough, and many people mistake this inner tension as anxiety, when in reality it is the soul preparing to rise. And you were not brought here to stay average, to stay worried, or to keep repeating the same financial struggles again and again. And the reason this message feels personal is because it is meant for the version of you that is tired of surviving and ready to start building. And here is the emotional truth most people never hear: nobody is coming to save you, but the moment you accept that is the moment you become powerful. Because when you realize that your future depends on your choices, you stop waiting and you start creating. And that is where real wealth begins. And Archangel Michael's presence now is reminding you that discipline is more powerful than luck, and knowledge is more powerful than wishful thinking. And if you take your growth seriously, starting today, reading, learning, saving, building, and believing in your vision, even when it feels slow, you will slowly become someone who no longer fears money but controls it. And the reason your life has felt unstable lately is because the old version of you is no longer strong enough to carry the future that is coming, and something inside you knows it is time to evolve. And if you ignore that call, you will feel stuck and frustrated. But if you honor it, you will feel unstoppable. And that is why this message feels intense, because destiny does not whisper when it is time to change, it speaks loudly. And this is one of those moments where your attention can rewrite your future. And Archangel Michael is urging you to stop doubting your worth, stop procrastinating your progress, and start taking small, powerful steps toward the life you truly deserve. Because there is a silent battle happening around your destiny right now, and most people never realize it because it does not look dramatic on the outside, but inside it decides everything. And this battle is between the version of you that keeps postponing growth and the version of you that is ready to rise. And the reason you feel tired of struggling yet afraid to change is because both versions are pulling you in opposite directions. And this is the exact moment when a choice must be made, and here is The warning that carries love: if you continue choosing comfort over commitment, your future will quietly shrink, and no one will announce it, no one will warn you. It will simply happen through missed chances, lost time, and unfulfilled potential. And that is why this message is intense, because you are being asked to wake up before that happens, and Archangel Michael's presence is here to protect not your comfort but your destiny. And sometimes protection means pushing you away from habits that feel safe but keep you stuck, and toward paths that feel uncertain but lead to abundance. And if you are feeling emotional right now, it is because deep inside you already know you have been called to do more, to learn more, to become more, and this call will not go away until you answer it. And the truth is, not everyone gets this moment of awareness. Some people sleepwalk through life, but you are being shaken awake because your life has meaning, your future has power, and the decisions you make now will echo for years to come. And Archangel Michael is urging you to treat your goals like something sacred, because the moment you do, the universe will begin aligning people, ideas, and opportunities to support the version of you that is ready to rise. There is something extremely delicate happening around you and your family right now, and you may not see it with your eyes, but your soul can feel it, because when danger is near, intuition becomes louder, and that uneasy feeling you have been ignoring lately is not anxiety, it is awareness. And the reason this message has reached you is because you have the power to interrupt a tragic chain of events before it completes itself. And this is not about fear, this is about responsibility, because when someone is connected to you by love, their fate and your attention are connected too, and right now your attention is being called to rise above distraction and act with intention. And here is the emotional truth most people learn too late: love is not just something you feel, it is something you protect, and the universe only gives warnings to those who can still change the outcome. And if you slow down, listen, and take this moment seriously, you can redirect what was about to go wrong into something that becomes a miracle. And Archangel Michael's presence now is surrounding your home, your loved ones, and your heart, asking you to be more alert, more present, and more guided than you have been, because tragedy does not always come suddenly. Sometimes it comes when people are tired, careless, or emotionally distant. And that is why this moment is so powerful, because you can choose to bring light where darkness was trying to enter. And if you ignore this feeling, you will later wonder why you did not listen, but if you trust it, you will realize you were placed exactly where you needed to be to protect what matters most. And this is the deeper meaning of this message: not to scare you, but to awaken the guardian within you, because your love has the power to change destiny. Archangel Michael says, take a deep breath right now, because something powerful is unfolding around your financial life. And even if you cannot yet see the results, your energy already feels the shift, because when abundance is approaching, the first thing that changes is not your bank account, it is your awareness. And you would not be here listening to this unless something inside you is tired of struggle, tired of stress, and tired of wondering when things will finally improve. And that exhaustion you feel is not weakness, it is the signal that your old way of living is no longer strong enough to carry the future that is coming. And this is why this moment feels heavy and emotional, because you are standing at the doorway of a new financial identity, and identities always change before circumstances do. And many people pray for money, but they still think like someone who is afraid to have it, and that is why it never stays. But you are being invited now to think like someone who is ready to Receive, manage and grow abundance, and Archangel Michael's presence is here not to magically drop wealth into your hands but to awaken the version of you who is disciplined, focused and courageous enough to create it. And here is the truth that few people want to hear: abundance does not arrive when you wish for it, it arrives when you become the kind of person who can handle it. And the reason your life has felt uncomfortable lately is because you are being shaped into someone who can carry more responsibility, more income and more dissolving, and the new version is waiting to be chosen. And this is where most people turn back because growth feels scary and uncertainty feels unsafe. But Archangel Michael is reminding you that safety was never found in staying small, it was always found in becoming strong. And the money you desire is not coming to rescue you, it is coming to partner with the person you are becoming. And that means you must rise into that role now by learning more, by planning more, by spending with intention, and by believing that your future deserves your effort. And this is why this message feels urgent, because time will pass whether you grow or not, and if you do not take control of your financial direction now, you will still be wishing for change years from today, and that regret will hurt more than any discipline you choose now. And Archangel Michael is standing beside you, energetically asking you to take this seriously, because your life is not a joke, your dreams are not random, and your financial destiny is not something to be left to chance. And the universe is ready to support you the moment you decide to support yourself, and that is the moment when opportunities begin to align in unexpected ways, when the right ideas appear, when the right people cross your path, and when the courage you need shows up just in time. And if you have been feeling like something big is about to happen, it is because it is, but big things require big responsibility. And big responsibility requires a new mindset, and this is the shift you are being asked to make now, from hoping to building, from wishing to preparing, and from doubting to believing. And as you do this, the money you have been chasing will begin to find you instead, and that is how real miracles work, not by magic but by transformation. Now listen to this with your whole heart, because this is where everything comes together. And the reason you stayed until this moment is because your soul knew there was something here meant just for you, and not everyone was meant to hear this ending, only those who are ready to step into a new chapter. And if you look back at your life, you will realize that every struggle, every delay, and every disappointment was quietly shaping you into someone who could finally handle the breakthrough that is approaching. And nothing was wasted, not the tears, not the failures, not the nights you stayed awake worrying, because all of it built the strength that you are standing on right now. And this is why this moment matters so much, because when awareness meets readiness, destiny moves. And Archangel Michael's energy is reminding you that your future is not written by fear or by the past, it is written by the choices you make after this message ends. And if you choose to walk forward with discipline, belief, and consistency, you will begin to notice small changes that turn into big shifts, and those shifts will become the life you once only dreamed about. And you do not need to be perfect, you only need to be committed, because commitment attracts guidance, and guidance attracts opportunity, and opportunity attracts abundance. And this is the sacred chain that begins when you decide to take yourself seriously and treat your dreams like something holy. And if you are feeling emotional right now, it is because Deep inside you know that you are done with being small, done with doubting yourself, and done with surviving, and ready to start building something real. And Archangel Michael's final message to you is this: you are protected, you are guided, and you are capable of creating a future that feels safe, powerful, and abundant if you keep walking forward with courage and faith. And as this message closes, let it not be the end but the beginning of the new story you are about to live. Take a slow breath right now and allow yourself to feel the quiet power of this moment, because endings are never just endings, they are doorways. And the reason you stayed with this message until now is because something inside you already knows that your life is standing on the edge of a shift, and you may not see the results yet, but the movement has already begun. And that is how true change always starts. It begins invisibly inside your thoughts, inside your courage, inside your willingness to believe that something better is possible. And Archangel Michael's energy in this moment is not loud, it is steady, it is protective, and it is deeply focused on one thing: you're becoming. Because you are not here to stay small, you are not here to repeat old patterns, and you are not here to live a life of constant fear and uncertainty. And if you look back honestly at everything you have survived, you will realize that you were never weak, you were being trained, and every struggle, every delay, every disappointment was quietly sharpening you for the chapter you are now stepping into. And that is why this ending matters so much, because when awareness meets readiness, destiny moves, and the universe only responds when a soul is finally willing to rise. And you have reached that point now where staying the same feels more painful than changing, and that is the sign that you are ready for something greater. And you may not feel confident yet, but confidence is not required, only commitment is. And when you commit to your growth, when you decide to show up for your future even on days when you feel unsure, the universe begins to meet you halfway. And this is how miracles are actually built, not in one dramatic moment, but in thousands of quiet decisions to keep going, to keep learning, to keep believing, and to keep taking responsibility for your path. And Archangel Michael's presence now is reminding you that you are protected, not from challenge but from being alone in it. And that protection shows up as strength when you feel weak, as clarity when you feel confused, and as opportunities when you feel stuck. And if you listen closely, you can already feel the shift inside you, the way your mind is becoming more focused, the way your heart is becoming more determined, and the way your fear is slowly being replaced by purpose. And that is not an accident, that is alignment. And when alignment happens, life begins to rearrange itself to match who you are becoming, and you will start to notice small signs, small openings, small moments of luck that are not really luck at all. They are the result of you finally stepping into your true direction. And this is where many people give up, because they want instant results, but you are being invited to build something real, something lasting, something that does not disappear the moment life becomes difficult. And real abundance comes to those who respect their future enough to prepare for it. And you are learning now how to do that by choosing growth over comfort, discipline over distraction, and faith over fear. And that is why this message feels so personal, because it is not talking to who you were, it is speaking to who you are becoming. And as this chapter closes, let it not be the end but the beginning of a new way of living, where you take yourself seriously, where you honor your time, and where you stop underestimating what you are capable of creating. And Archangel Michael's final reminder to you is this: your life has meaning, your dreams are valid, and your future is open, and the next steps you take will shape everything that comes next. So walk forward with courage, stay open to learning, and trust that what you have been praying for is already moving toward you in ways you cannot yet